So, we have a note from the Haruspecs. I honored your request. Can't go to the hospital, too dangerous. I'll wait for you in the Tanners, near the stone by the river. I'll explain when you get there. Barak. P.S. The messenger boy will ask for a coin or tobacco. Don't give him any. I've been trying to wean him off begging for the last 3 days, but no avail yet. Even the note says not to do it, but you have to... That's why he specifically won't give you the note until after you choose to give him something or not. That's funny. Let's see, so I got a couple places to go. I wonder if I should finish... They're technically separate quests, so I think I'm gonna try to finish Filat's thing first, or at least get in there first. Oh my god, my mania, help me. Ah, I'm melting. I've recommended these games to at least one person that has BPD, and I don't know how they're gonna react if they get to the third one and the core mechanic is whatever's going on here. Okay, so, am I just safe here now? Because of all the previous work I did. Doesn't seem like it. Is she gone at least? That would be nice. I'm trying to go over there to that building. The fact that there's now miasma tornadoes seems a bit much. This will help.
Vibrant. Everything's so vibrant.
Okay, there we go. I'll reduce the rate at which I'm dying of heart-itis. Ah! Health damaging stuff. You would hope that having a fire would make local sources of bad fuck off a bit within a certain radius. Not just the plague lady. Hello.
Stop staring at me. Push over.
Routine? Were my diagnoses correct? I'll find out very soon. The reports will be delivered to Stillwater this evening. Did I run out of time? Haven't I spent like... didn't I spend all day just on this basically and I'm out of time? Damn. We're looking around the house for evidence of something. Can I not... How's the case book? Lock in diagnoses. Those are locked in. This one's not locked in. Hopefully I still can. We're looking around for evidence of something. There's weird bags. Looks like 6 p.m. is when that message happens, but I don't know.
Forgot that there's so much of the world.
Oh my god, calm down. That was like actively hurting me. Oh, hello. Didn't expect to meet somebody in here. An aftermath of some incident? Was something spilled here? Spring cleaning? The neighbor is sure he got sick from, though he denied alcohol himself drinking. Oh, the drink is part of the message. The neighbor is sure he got sick from drinking, though he denied the alcoholism himself. The word spacing is crazy on that page. I just mopped that floor, and now you're walking all over it. It took forever to scrub clean, you know. Look at that devastation. Impressive. How did it even happen? Stop with that clowning, will you? First he's turning the bathroom upside down, but it's our only one for all these apartments. People wash their kids here and take their own baths on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They keep it clean. And now there's you with your remarks. Bet you're a pal of Filat's, aren't you? Ballard is in the hospital now. He's under observation. I'm here to find out how he got sick. So Ballard's in the hospital. Perhaps that's for the best. A person getting sick is for the best. Hey, don't look away. You said it, not I. Don't you shame me. I've helped him out his whole life with cooking and cleaning and whatnot. He was a loner with no one to take care of him, and it wasn't too much trouble for me. We were neighbors after all. He and my husband had been friends since they were kids. Doesn't that just sound idyllic? We drifted apart a little as time went on, but he used to always thank me. Then one day it was like bam, he forgot everything, never said a word anymore, scurried past me to his apartment, eyes down, no hello, no goodbye. They sure showed this bathroom who's boss. So this sort of frenzied rage isn't typical of Ballard. He'd never trashed anything before and was well behaved. What kind of person this is typical of is an easy guess. You often get this with drunks. One moment he sits there quietly, then he's delirious all of a sudden. With all this ruckus and mess, at least he didn't punch anyone out. I've interviewed Ballard, and he said he stayed away from alcohol. He didn't drink before, but go ahead and look out that window. The town's falling to pieces. It's enough to make a saint start drinking. It's like people have gone crazy. Some grabbed a bottle, some grabbed a knife. It's hard to stay human. Everyone's inner beast is looking to break out. Can you have a medical drinking problem in only like 5 days though? 4 days? Probably less considering the stuff wasn't even going down yet. So you know for certain that Ballard trashed the place in a drunken haze? Or is that just what you're assuming? Well, what do you think happened? He didn't just trash the shared bathroom. He was sick all over it. The whole place was a mess. I thought I'd never get it clean. You know what it's like to mop up someone else's vomit? How'd a smart dresser like you know that, eh? I went to medical school, my good lady. The quantity of vomit I used to cart around is more than this entire house could disgorge. Have you figured out everything you needed? I'd like to finish the cleaning here. The kids from downstairs will be here soon to wash their hands before eating. They'll be better off if they don't see this mess. Can we go back to his drinking once more? Your delirium hypothesis is logical, but it's still only a conjecture. In fact, his denial of drinking habit sounded very sincere to me. Who wants to confess to something shameful like that? The thing is, lifelong sots are proud of it, and it's the new-made ones who are ashamed. I hope he's ashamed. It's anyone's darn guess if he is. It's like he's become a completely different man. For all I know, he's lost all sense of himself at this point, gone completely off his rocker. Off his rocker. There's something new again. Are you just talking about the bathroom incident? Or is there any other evidence that he's off his rocker? He has episodes, you know. Before he trashed the bathroom, I'd hear his muttering coming from behind the door every night. And he lives alone. No family. No one to visit him. My husband and I used to be his only friends. He started talking to himself, and that's a sure sign. You may be right after all. The hallucinations do point towards delirium. Well, are we done now? I have my limits too, you know. Mopping floors is hard enough, but bad-mouthing a former friend is harder. I'm sorry for the poor dummy. Just a minute. Is there anything else you can tell me about Follett? Do you happen to know of any illnesses he's had in the past? Chronic or acute? Whatever you can remember. No. That man was never sick. Strong and tough as a cart horse. And I mean, I could easily imagine him pulling an actual cart. That was why they hired him to guard the Ogimsky meat cannery back in the day. You two talked more often at that time, right? If you ask me, Follett may be built for the job, but it's not a job for him. The Termitary needs security to make sure the steppe brutes aren't beating around town. But he was getting sentimental about them. That's why he and I fell out. We argued about whether worms and herb brides were our equals. Some security guard. Oh, she sucks. Brutes, you say. Have you ever considered that someone from the capital might see everybody in a small town like this one as a brute, no matter if it's you or a worm? What a thing to say. Stop trying to confuse me. I don't have time to pick your philosophizing apart anyway. I've got a bathroom to finish cleaning. Follett got into philosophizing too, and it both destroyed our friendship and made him an alcoholic. There's no good in that. Where is Follett's room? I'd like to take a look before I go, after all. It's further down the hallway. Here's the key. I've got work to do. Been breaking my back for half a day here, and whose fault was it? A fool, who's also a drunk now. Poor soul. And if we look at the vein issues again, in case Follett was wrong, then there's only one diagnosis left. But I must still check his room, or why did I come all this way? Let's see, so we have vomiting and delirium. Hallucinations. Is that what we called it when it's delirium? I'll look for the word delirium. But he did say hallucination too when he was describing it. Some of these conditions I kind of have to go off of what the Bachelor says when he rephrases things to try to pick apart exactly how I'm supposed to identify some of these things. Abdominal pain, diarrhea, dystrophy, geophagia, heartburn, belching, loss of appetite, nausea, and vomiting. There we go. Can be both a symptom of disease and a sign of intoxication from spoiled food or pregnancy. I had both rash and insect bites selected. We didn't necessarily specify which one it might be, I don't think. We'll see if there's any insects in his room, maybe? Or anything like that. What is that? Discarded food? Oh, gross. Bro. Oh, questionable pills. It does not seem like there's a bunch of alcohol around. I was wondering if I'd come in here and see a whole bunch of alcohol bottles. A bizarre number of apples, though. A mouse trap. Various cans everywhere. Was he trying to catch a rat or something? What a mess. No wonder Follett got sick with living conditions like these. Plus the unsanitary conditions. Plus, they say, but isn't that the same description, basically? The food has gone bad, and judging by its appearance, last month. Who would eat something like this? I feel sick even approaching it. No, I can't. I can't. I hate this part of medical work. Oops. Food's gone bad. Who would eat something like this? There we go. Clicking that other one it was a quit button. Whoops. Perhaps Follett was so weak he couldn't even throw out the rotten food. Wanted to plant the rotten food under the door of the neighbor who dislikes him? A down-and-out alcoholic? A pauper barely making ends meet? Ballard is a guard at the termitary. The Dankovskys are stingy, but surely they must spend on security. Follett can't have such a salary. He doesn't even have enough for food. Though, what am I basing this on? Let's say Follett is destitute. No. It doesn't add up. There's something else here. Drinking so hard that his home and table turned into a dump? Follett denied that he drinks, yet his neighbor insists he's drunk himself into a delirium tremens. I don't see any bottles in his little room. Return the bottles to scrape together enough for the next one. Teddy is picking up after himself with the bottles, but none of the food is weird. Is the neighbor slandering him after all, and Follett was honest? I prefer to trust my patients. But the question remains, how can anyone eat such rotten food? Wanted to plant the rotten food under the door of the neighbor who dislikes him? Not a great joke, to be honest, but I have no other ideas. That's all we have to go on. Ah! You weren't here a second ago, were you? Saint Bainadam. Well, this is news. The neighbor told me Follett lived alone. Be Shia Garga. Be Garanab. You're angry. Shiundere Shibe? I have no idea what you're saying. Hello, Erdem, I said. Why have you come? Ah, right. Erdem is what you call scientists, right? I've got nowhere to go. By Gildai. Don't kick me out, Erdem. I'm a guest here myself. I wish someone would kick me out so I could go home. Not going back to the Warren. So this is why he didn't want us to go here. He was having a child. With a secret like that, you think he'd fight harder for us to not come here then, actually. Wild. This is the level of sympathy he was having for the locals, or the workers, as he's even adopted one. Oh, you must be from the termitary. You're just who I need. You people call it the termitary. Aida hamni hirein. You smell like danger. Bolish bialish. Go on your way. Will you tell me what's in there, then? In detail, please. People are there, Katange. What else do you want? We live there. You're hiding your eyes, lad. I don't think you're telling me the whole truth. Look, it's better if you don't joke around me. I'll tell. Just let me go. There's a crawl hole out of the warren. A Kaifilat watches it. Helps me go around the angry guards. Terra namai arabre. What's inside that place? Please give me the full details. My patience and time are running out. Me Daniil Dankovsky. So Filat took you in. The hallucination of his was you. It was you he was talking to in the night, not voices in his head. Akai Filat took in, hid, sheltered, so no one sees. No one returns me to the warren. Be Kodoho. Bayare. Kuragam. Talked quietly. Zil Shnokohom. Yazjas Jeshuhem. So no one else hears. Your neighbor heard anyway, but don't worry, she thought Filat was out of his mind. If you keep quiet, she won't notice you. Where's Akai Fila? Yun Bolohob. How is he? Finally, some sensible talk. He's in the hospital. He's ill. I'm a doctor, and I need to find out what he's ill with. Will you help me? I will. Nam da tilka Irag bite. Akai Filat sickens. I saw it. He sickens. There's something rotten on the table. Did you eat it? Is this what made Filat vomit? Hungry. We needed. Minge Aiga. Akai Filat's not rich. Boss Vlad pays the guard so little. Karu. Was enough for one. Not enough with me. Hard to feed too. Akai Filat walked, looked for cheap food. They cheated, sold rottens. Milk. So, did Filat eat the rotten stuff or did he not? Did he get sick from food poisoning? This is scary, Erdem. Biagam. Never thought to eat the rot. Even Akai Filat forbade. Then his hunger came, crazy like Yelkenen. Grabbed everything, gobbled everything. I took away, hid, told him bad, rotten, will hurt. He didn't listen, like possessed by some hungry beast. And you've never noticed such indiscriminating behavior before. A change in feeding pattern is certainly telling. Never saw a man wolf bad food down like that. Ene zegtai. Does Filat drink? Vodka, wine, those steppe herb infusions of yours. At first glance, I can't see a single bottle. Not a drop. Strict on himself. Doesn't allow me neither. Kadin Shenge Kato. Huh. So Filat wasn't lying then. So his vein problems must indeed be from standing up at work and not from drinking. How else can I help? Seva kai Filat erdem. Bisham ha sunab. I found some pills. Medicine. What are these? Who's taking them? We don't use these in the steppe. Bebata Bekir. Madame Gurub. Akai Filat said that they're so the head doesn't ache. These rags in the bed looked like they were used in a compress, to bind something hot or cold over an injury. Do you know anything about that? I do. Enahain Emnelg. Akaifalat was hot. Tossed and turned. I put cold on him. Falat's much sicker than he claims to be. These stoic patients can be worse than hypochondriacs sometimes. Terre Dregni, I worry for him. So, mice, headache, fever, hunger, and the vomiting, fatigue, skin reddening. The veins are ruled out, but what happened in the bathroom? The neighbor says Falat drunkenly... No, he doesn't drink. Oh, Teaka, he'd eaten bad food, couldn't keep it down. Didn't want to make a mess in there, so he went where he could do it. And there, water's there for washing. Akaifalat said water scared him. Oh, hydrophobia. Heard the dripping, went crazy. Can a man be scared by water, Erdem? Yon his life. Got scared of water for no apparent reason and trashed the bathroom. This is an extremely rare symptom. It should sort it all out. So no hallucinations. Hydrophobia. That's very rare. Fever. Nope, so ignore the vein damage. Skin redness, they're calling it. He called it that last time, so I'm gonna go with skin redness for that. Nausea and vomiting, skin redness, fever, hydrophobia. That's all 4 symptoms with nothing left out. Nephropathia epidemica. Their description of this disease? He rescued a teenager from the termitary. These are the conversations with himself, the neighbor heard. Hydrophobia puts everything in place. Do I talk to him again or make the diagnosis now? I'm not clearing if there's a time limit or not. It is getting late though, like damn. Granted, I can just keep all the information that I've gained and just use time travel powers to solve it instantly tomorrow. Well, what is it, Doctor? Is Flat doing badly? Drunk himself to death's door, didn't he? I'll take another look at him first, and I strongly advise you to get checked for the sand pest as well. The moment I heard he was talking to himself all night long, I knew right away I'd never see my old neighbor again. Such a horrifying sign. Yes, you're very observant. Nothing gets past you. But now you can finally relax. Filad is in the hospital. I'll do what I can for him. It seems like I should not expose the child to the neighbors because specifically we know that the neighbor's even a racist. Oh, I forgot that in the worst place ever. Yeah, you should get checked for the sand pest. This place sucks. Ah! Did you just spawn a tornado directly on me? Kind of cheating. Damn, ow. Bye. Whew. It's good to be out of there. Okay, so... no local people to trade with. I should try to trade with somebody before the day is over. I guess it's not that big of a deal because I can, like, recoup my losses either way. That's kind of an autopilot sentence that didn't make that much sense. I mean that I'll keep the stuff and we'll be able to trade it later anyway. I've just got so many resources burning a hole in my pocket to trade right now. I'm itching. Part of me is definitely like, remember when we used to go to stores in the first game to buy things?
In any case, it's nice to be home.
Uh-huh. Weird line.
Mesoslimic.
Greetings, physician. Sorry I had to call you out here. You certainly picked a cozy spot for our rendezvous. I tried to get inside the termitary, but it's... me or men. I've never seen that much security. If you couldn't get into the termitary, who have you brought with you? His name's Conjure. He happened to be outside on the day the termitary was locked down, but his family was left inside. I found him in the abattoir. He's ill, Shen, and he's agreed to help your research, but on one condition. What's the condition? You will kill him. I'm looking for death, Shen. What? Sorry, that's not quite what I meant. What I meant was... what? Give me death. Quick and painless. Do you have any poison with you? Why do you want to die? I make Gant Sardmal, Shen. All my family, my wife and children, they all went underground with the sand plague. I'm Olktai, too. Been Olktai for 2 days now. I don't even know how to pronounce that letter, to be honest. There's already an issue where we're dealing with, like, East European stuff, where it's like, a lot of the stuff I just acknowledge is not going to be pronounced anything like how it's spelled on the screen, probably, and I just have to power through. But oh, I don't even know how to pronounce that letter in particular. Bodo should have embraced me 2 days ago, but she took my loved ones and left to me a Godsart Malim Shen. If you want to kill yourself, there are plenty of ways to do it. Why do you need me? I can't. Killing yourself is kororoetoi. Bodo will punish me with blindness. Everyone knows it. If you take your own Amdral, Bodo takes your eyes out, and if you have no eyes when I'm underground, I can't see my loved ones again. What a day. Nobody would believe me if I told them. Is that why you called me this alleyway of all places, so I could kill you without any witnesses? No. I don't go to the other part of the town. That's Bad Grief's territory. I don't want his people to see me. Why is that? That's none of your business. I'm not prying into your set, Gel. Don't you pry into mine. You're asking me to become your murderer. Before I make that decision, I need to understand who you are and what's at stake. Have the courage to be honest to the end. Karalid. 2 days ago, my children and I felt ovektai bayik. I wanted to escape the town. People said Takal had come back, so I took my family to the termitary, told them to Kuli, and then I went to the warehouses and took money out of a cache. Grief's money. I stole from him to save my family, Emshen. Let me guess. When you returned with the money, the termitary had been sealed off and your plan fell apart. I wanted to kill Kakul the guards. The guards took the money, but I never eased my family again. I saw their bodies in a pile of bodies. Kolojos. I see. I sympathize with you, Kanjur. Let's say we have a deal. Describe your symptoms to me, please. How do you feel? My tolkoi hurts, and there's a bitter taste in my mouth. It hurts to urinate, and when I do, it is the color of earth, and everything around me looks yellow. Sounds like you have liver failure. I'll need to take a sample. Take my life, Emshen. Then you can take anything else you want. I'm afraid I don't have the necessary drugs to give you a peaceful death. I have some on me, physician. Take them. What have you dragged me into? What did you just give me? Bromide. White whip toxin. A rough and unpleasant herb that contains deadly poison, can paralyze and cause lethargy. Works as a sedative in mixtures. While lethal to the healthy, this compound may grant a terminally ill patient a peaceful passing. I guess there we go. Upsetting. Is he dead? Where? Oh, examination. So you want me to do this? Oops. The patient died in pain because of me. Whoops. You gave it to me!
Mesoslimic.
God damn it.
Stock. Poor stock.
He asked you
We
for a...
tried to convince him, but he refused to believe us.
He asked you for a painless death, Emshen. That didn't look painless. You think that it's easy? Then why don't you kill him yourself, Emshen? Nothing to say to that, huh? I thought so. Ew, that sucks. My bad. I thought that... Ow. Ugh, I'm dying in pain. Shit. Ugh. Okay. I thought I'd just been given a very clean thing of, here's the thing that will kill him painlessly. It says so right on the bottle, and then I give it to him, and then he dies in agony. I'm like, what? Like, I know there's a little mini game to play where you try to balance the thing between the things, which granted I don't really remember how to play because I haven't done that for like 10 hours, because a lot of these mechanics come, even if they're tutorialized technically, they come up once, and then 15 hours later they're like, do it again! I'm like, I don't really remember how this works, shit. This isn't really a gameplay loop that like reinforces in your memory how things work, so I similarly with the projectile, I'm like, I don't really remember how that went last time, shit. Hasn't come up for days. But in this case it felt like I was being specifically given a thing that sidesteps that mini game by like being like, oh yeah, this just solves it for you. This is just the kill him bottle. It even says around the label, kills people painlessly. Isn't that nice? Alright, click that button, assuming it'll do exactly what it says it does. Fuck you, you fail. He died in horrible pain. God damn it. Let's see. Burke brought a patient from the abattoir, not the termitary. All the more interesting. Only he's too stubborn. The doomed patient begs me to end his suffering. When I perform euthanasia, Burke will obtain an organ for research. Such a horrible fate. My job is to examine the tissue sample in the analyzer. I need to head back there, but on the way there I should go back to the hospital to finish my diagnosis of the other guy, since it's on the way. Otherwise we're mostly ready to go. But go down here to the south gate, I guess? And my character is now sufficiently unhappy. On top of everything else going on, I would like to find something red. Because I'm not doing so hot. There's usually something around so that I don't have to use an item every time. This is the apathy land. Nope, gotta go this way. Okay, I gotta use something. This is excessive.
More thoughts. More thoughts.
Okay, I've actually got a fair number of things. Oh, I saw the numbers change. That was interesting. Didn't see how much they changed because I don't sit there and memorize what the numbers say in the moment. But I used 2 mania items back to back, and I saw that the numbers definitely became different numbers for a second there. So that's the addiction happening. What was weird... That way? No, that way. Is this a way out? The map makes it look like a way out, but I don't think it is. It's not, no, that's a way out. So that next building over. What's weird to me is that it seemed like when I used the second item, both items became less effective, which is weird because you think it'd be a separate addiction for each item. This is not a way out. It's getting hard to see. I definitely would have thought that the addictions would have been
Things are animated.
substance specific. The more you use a specific substance, the more you get addicted to it, and therefore it gets less effective. Oh, I should have gone to the other one anyway, because that's the faster way to get to the hospital. Whoops. I'm going to the hospital first, not the lab. Now that I have a persona named Marrow, it does get funnier every time Marrow shows up in a game as a zone name, which is very common. So many games have an area named the Marrow. I remember even thinking about that when I was playing. There was a period of time where I already had my persona designed and I hadn't revealed it to anyone yet. And I was playing Cloudpunk, and there was I kept flying through an area called the Marrow, and I'm like, don't comment on it. No one knows what that means. Why do you think that's funny yet? You still here? Yes. Here you are. What took you so long, Doctor? Did my mice detain you? You're joking, despite your nerves. That's a good sign. You can relax, I've seen it, and your secret has been uncovered. So you met him. I tried to protect him with everything I had. I went to your hospital so you wouldn't catch it from me. And then you lied. You described fatigue, but you've been nauseous, feverish, and much more. I've never been a good liar. If I told you too much, you'd know that someone was changing my bandages, that I needed money to feed 2 mouths, so I talked as little as I could. Of course you did. In medicine, dealing with people is more difficult than all the test tubes and measured doses. Nothing to hide now, sure. I led the boy through a hidden passage, away from the slaughterhouse. He's just a kid, Doctor. It was hardship that brought him to the cannery. And just like that, That Vlad put him to work. Young or old, it doesn't matter to the Ogimskis. They send everyone to the factory. This might surprise you, but I'm on your side despite the risk. I'm no hero. But I was taught to draw the line somewhere. I treat people like people. Period. I've done what I could. So you're saying you'd let more people out if you had more authority in such decisions? They'll starve people to death in the termitary. And not just there either. While you were out, I overheard people in the hospital. Aren't you the tyrant who ordered quarantine? My task is to save as many lives as possible. Yes, that does require some restrictions and discipline. Those are dangerous games you play, Doctor. I'm not the only one who doesn't like restrictions. Today, people endure. Tomorrow, too. But in the days that follow, they'll erupt. I told you. You can't humiliate a living being without suffering consequences. And this imprisonment humiliates the town a second time. God, I want to act like I want to claim that people aren't this unreasonable, but then I remember real life during the pandemic, which happened literally the year the last game that they made came out. You tried to shame me, as if the quarantine were some whim I had. If only we had another way. This won't end well, I tell you. Neither of us can tell the future, and, Filat, I came to talk about your diagnosis. Drink this glass of water, please, before we continue. Take that away. I can't stand this, hearing this sloshing. Get it away, Doctor. The decisive symptom has now been confirmed. This is enough to make the diagnosis. Hydrophobia. Hydrophobia, fever, red skin redness, nausea. What's this? Strange description. Oh, right, we can read these too. A disease caused by a group of viruses varying with the epidemic focus. Humans contract the virus from animals in their waste. The disease begins acutely with fever, rapid heartbeat, nausea and or vomiting, accompanied by headache and photophobia. After 3 days, a rash appears in the skin and facial flushing becomes evident. He did say there was also stuff on his face. The disease causes internal bleeding, leading to the patient's death. Risk group, people in contact with animals, and a rural residence. Hopefully that's right. We have stamped all 3 diagnoses. But are they right? This one also has a question mark. Was it ever told if that one was right? Is there someone that'll tell me? All the diagnoses are set. The results will be delivered directly to Stillwater after 6 in the evening. When being admitted to the hospital, Felicity is almost healthy. Alas, that is not the case. Damn.